Hello and good morning. Welcome back to our family. We are here with a new theory of operant conditioning. This was also a theory given by Skinner, who was a behaviorist and a behaviorist psychologist. When we talk about incremental conditioning or operant conditioning, we should make sure that this explains us about how a behavior is influenced by certain situations or consequences. To understand it better, we need to understand two important things: reinforcement and punishment, because these two things somewhere shapes our personality. This presentation will help us to explain, understand, and realize how this could contribute our life. When I talk about Skinner's incremental or operant conditioning, we need to understand that whatever behavior is followed by reinforcement, which is celebrating or congratulating or praising or appreciating something, will likely be repeated, or if it is punished, if it is being scolded or abused, will decrease. So Skinner says that if you want to understand how you can control the stimulus, you need to understand the process of learning. How they have learned certain things. Let's say I have a child and I need him to work and complete the homework. I will make sure that I would reinforce or appreciate whenever he completes it on time, and he'll come back again and again. But rather, if I start giving him punishment, he'll stop coming to me and completing his homework. So when I talk about the historical context, I need to understand that you have to shift your work or observation from good to bad or from bad to good in a sweeter way, in a modified technique, rather than in a punishment way. So when I talk about the differences, I will talk about how an instrumental conditioning or a classical conditioning is nothing but a volunteer behavior. What I will get, I will behave in that way. If I am being appreciated, I will be very happy to work. If I am being punished, I do not want to work. Why will I? So when I talk about how can I apply this in my real life learning, I need to understand that if a reinforcement is scheduled in a proper behavior, it will affect my speed and my persistence. I will be enjoying it and doing it again and again, which is fixed ratio, variable ratio, fixed interval, and variable interval. The kick is nothing to worry. Fixed ratio is, it does not mean that I completed my homework, so now you will take me to Eiffel Tower. It is, if I have completed my homework, you will give me a star or you will give me some sweets. Variable ratio, not it is like every homework is every chocolate. Your child's teeth will be gone completely. Fixed interval. It should be in an interval. Like we have first come result, second come result, final come, fixed interval, and variable interval. Complete or in parts, depending on and understanding the pattern where it is required for. I'm not saying you do not punish, you need to, but only when it is required. When I talk about certain types of consequences, I need to understand that if you're being appreciated, reinforced, or if you're being punished, you need to talk about positive and negative, both desirably, or to a pleasant or unpleasant stimulus. Now, when I talk about the real world application, very simple. Skinner said that it is educational therapy. You need to give good feedbacks and reinforce your students when they are working really good. And you need to say or reinforce or punish them when you need them to improve performance or encourage to complete certain behavior. To conclude this, we need to understand that operant behavior is a framework to influence personality rather in a practical way, in a positive way. If you are being punishing, then voluntarily make sure that you schedule reinforcement and shaping them in a correct way. So keep praising, keep appreciating, keep learning. You are the best. Thank you. Bye.